Hello. Bit later than normal, but better late than never, right? I had to run for food, so. But yeah, we're here now. I never plugged in my audio device, so I better do that. So, let's see. We've got one person watch. Oh no, that's just me. One person watch. Oh no, that's just me. All right. Everything works. That's good. What am I? Yeah, that's right. Pop out. I forgot how to pop out the chat for a second. All right. So there. The chat has been popped out. I am no longer being recorded as a viewer. Now we got no viewers. All right. I guess it's time to go promote the stream, since none of you are here. I guess this requires me to go back onto YouTube so I can get the link. Oh, doop-de-doo. Doopity-doop-de-doo. I'm not even going to bother doing any words or stuff, or you know what? No. All right. Alrighty, right. Stream has been promoted. Now, I guess I'm just going to sit here and eat until people show up. And then once people show up, I'll start doing trainsy stuff. Because let's be honest, people aren't like going back and watching these. If I deleted these afterwards, it would make very little difference. But because I like to archive things, we're gonna keep them up. And I'm saying all this, and I'm saying it as if someone is going to go back and watch it. Yeesh. Maybe I shouldn't have even bothered. Honestly, I should have sent out a tweet saying I was going to be late. But by the time I realized that I was going to be late, it was too late. But yeah, I guess for the sake of me not feeling crazy, I'm going to talk as if there are people on the other end of this thing. One viewer. So today I am going to be doing some stuff on trains. So as soon as I start getting some audience engagement, I guess we'll actually start opening things up a while. We can do that. You know what? Let's no, we'll get this started up first. Once we get trains started up, I'm going to switch to my screen, showing what's there, so you guys don't need to watch me eat. It's weird. Watching people eat isn't weird when you're in person, but over a video, it feels weird. I don't know. So there, now you see trains, blue diesel. Oh, I do say hello. I'm not involved with Lemmy's Tug series, by the way. I'd like to be. Possibly, maybe. I don't know. Hello, Epic Gamers. Yes, these are epic games. Trains is a very epic game. I'm going to do what I was going to do last week before the internet started to not like StreamYard. So, but yeah, as far as the Tug series, like for a while I was thinking like, ooh, I could make like some American trains to go along with this stuff. And then he said, I'm probably going to do most of the train stuff. And I was like, yeah, probably. I was thinking of doing a whole lot of 3D printed and your typical wooden railway customs versus a Lemmy style wooden railway custom. But it occurred to me that those two styles might not exactly mesh together. I might still make some rolling stock for him, though. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know the Tugs characters enough to really be to have any passionate ideas for scripts. And I'm not sure I could do any voices unless it was A, an original character, or B, like random background characters, workmen, whatever. I just don't think I have the talent. Yeah, The talent is what I feel as far as voice acting. Work ethic is how I feel towards script writing. I could do some models, which is why I'm thinking of doing some, probably some rolling stock, or at least rolling stock bodies. Maybe Lemmy can supply his own chassis, because that's the thing about all of the engine stuff is Lemmy's kind of in this like, Lemmy has mastered how to build a chassis from cardboard. So maybe I'll 3D print some box cars, some flatbeds, some very American looking stuff, and then he can put some wheels under them. My idea of a good script is like Smudger gets the job at McDonald's or something. Yeah, given your stories of the Pasta Noodle Railway, that makes total sense. I'm guessing this McDonald's is a major industry on the Pasta Noodle Railway. I bet they deliver whole box cars of already cooked cheeseburgers. You know, honestly, the or something should be in the title. Like that's what the episode's title should be. Smudger gets the job at McDonald's or something. But yeah, we'll start transing soon. I just need to prep my Baconator fries. Baconator fries are the one time I'll eat French fries with a fork. But that's because I mix it up with so much cheese and ketchup. I don't want to deal with that mess. So they transport their Uber Eats in open flat cars, and food spills everywhere, and the food that makes it through are still infected and gross. See, I imagine there's like the McDonald's factory where they cook the food. Then they put all the food into lukewarm boxcars and then take it to McDonald's. And then they put it under a heat lamp for at least 5 seconds before giving it to a customer. That's how it works. Hence why you can never go to McDonald's and get anything hot ever. Hence why I go to Wendy's. It's weird. Despite the fact that I live I was thinking about making an April Fool's Tug episode, or as I called it, Thugs, called Zach Freaking Dies. So yeah. So where I live, it's country area, right? There's like a lot of farms. But there's also a truck stop nearby, which means you get all the benefits of both living out in the middle of the country and in the middle of the city. You know, as far as the country benefits, your neighbors are far enough away that they can't bug you or anything. You know, you have a for real yard, things like that. But then you can drive 10 minutes away and have a McDonald's, a Wendy's, and a Burger King all right next to each other. Hello, Wooden Railway Edward. I'm just about to get started. We're going to do, let's see what you see. Yeah, you do see what I see. I never get the notifications for these. You know what's weird? I do get the notifications for these, but not on my phone. My email. My email, I get an email as if I was subscribed to my own channel. It doesn't say you are live right now. It says Rudy Productions is live right now. And I'm like, but I am Rudy Productions. Like, alerting me that I am live, like, I kind of get it. It's like a, hey, make sure this is you sort of thing. However, no, it tells me like, hey, go check out Rudy Productions. He's live right now. But it's not like I get a phone notification. Not like my phone dings and is like, hey, check out this channel that's live right now. No, I get an email. You know, which I don't check that often. And it's all like, hey, this channel is live. And it's my own channel. So yeah, that's weird. Basically, Zach would eat far too many Burger King Whoppers and sink, and the song that would play while Zach sank would just be one prolonged note on a recorder/flute. You have an imaginative mind, Reading 3640 Studios. All right. Let's see. I need to get everything arranged so that I can see what you guys are saying, but I can also play trains. So there. All right, we're going to, oh, that's right. That's the other thing I need to do. I need to switch it to, oh, it is at that view. Okay. So we're going to play session 2 for Kickstarter County, and that being local freight. I have not decided whether we are going to do it, how realistically we're going to do it, but we'll see. Did you hear 2 American Class 1 railroads are merging for the first time in 20 years? I feel like I've heard something along those lines at one of the latest op sessions that I went to. But I didn't hear anything too specific. It wasn't directed towards me. It's just something I overheard. It's Canadian Pacific and Kansas City Southern. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, click on the loco of your choice and take some empty cards from the yard to complete the 8 loading and 8 unloading objectives. All right. Which engine should we take out today? First, I'm going to pause, and we're going to see exactly how many cars we're going to need. Stick with 6107. Ah, the CSX. All right, we'll just go with that. Well, I guess it's not the only CSX. There are 3 CXSs here. Yeah, honestly, I think I'm gonna stick with this boy here. First, I want to figure out. Okay, 2 cars, general goods at Miso 58 traction. So that's here. 2 cars, general goods at One Track Printing. All right. 2 flat cars, lumber at Guard Family. 2 cars, palletized goods at Poland Industries. All right, where's Poland Industries again? Is that the one? Ah, this one. Okay. So we'll need to fill 4 box cars right here at the yard. We'll have to take 2 flat cars up to Guard Family. Then we'll also have to take, so we'll have to take 2 empty flat cars and 2 empty box cars. 4 cars. I think the 4 cars are already, I think the 4 box cars are already up here. Oh. Because I've worked on this one before. So let's see. What do we have up on this end of the line? Yeah, we have 4 box cars and 2 flats already up here. 2 cars. All right, and then we'll have to collect paper and Horizon paper, and then 4 cars at Callan Turner. I'm pretty sure 2 of them have to be flat cars. And then where are the 2 cars of lumber going to? Okay, so all right. So we have 4 cars marked general goods. 2 of those are going to Poland Industries, and 2 are going to Rosario Transport. I am going to assume that the 2 from Miso 58 Traction are going to Poland Industries, and the 2 from On Track Printing are going to Rosario Transport. The 2 flat cars of lumber are also going to Rosario Transport. Then the 2 box cars of palletized goods at Poland Industries are also going to Wooden Railway, Edward, you should take care of that. Don't stick around here. Do your overdue homework. All right. So I think I have a plan. Oh, you know what I never did? I never shared my audio. So let's do that. There we go. Let me know what the volume's like. I wish there were more op sessions like this one in trains, where it's like it gives you a switch list, and sure, it has the markings come up for the loads and the unloads, but but doesn't give you an order of operations or anything. Just kind of lets you figure it out for yourself. Fun fact, CSX 6107 was originally built as Baltimore and Ohio 4208. Cool. So I think first what we're going to do is we are going to stupid thing making it that I can't. I'm going to call it an interlocking. Probably not the right term entirely. All right, so we're gonna dig these box cars out, set the flatbeds back on. Then we'll get the box cars loaded. And then, I really hope these points are set. All right. What's my plan here? Do I have a plan? Is that a thing I do? I don't think it's a thing that I do. Let's see. I'll tack this caboose on the back before I. Ugh. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll tack this caboose on the back of the flatbeds before I shove them back in a siding. So what I'll do is I won't do this necessarily realistically, but I will do this efficiently. Where, realistically, those cars would sit in that industry and like wait a while before till they're loaded, because loading doesn't happen instantly. But instead, I'm just gonna pull them in long enough to fill them up, and then I'm gonna pull them out, and then I'm gonna take them away, and then like when we get to Poland Industries, we'll empty 2 boxcars, and then we'll just fill those 2 boxcars right back up. Where realistically you'd have 2 loaded boxcars, and then you'd swap them out for the other 2 boxcars. And then by the time we get up to Rosario Transport, maybe then we'll swap things around, so I won't have to run around a caboose and do all that stuff. I'll just swap stuff around. We'll see how that all works out. No, I think the stuff that I'll have to pick up, I'll just need more boxcars for. Hello, Purple Toad. All right. I just realized that the way I'm doing this is probably going to be a lot more work than I actually wanted. I'm just gonna keep shoving. All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll just shove the whole lot forward into on-track printing. Then I'll just figure things out as I go. Truth be told, I'm probably breaking a lot of yard rules the way I'm doing it. Like, it might say 30 miles per hour, but would a yard really let you work at 30 miles per hour? I don't think it would. There we go. All right, good. That's 2 boxcars loaded. Shit. Up there. I'm gonna. There we go. Yeah, sorry I haven't been real talkative. I'm just doing my switching. Actually, this Saturday, I'm gonna get to do some more switching on an actual layout, so that'll be fun. Yeah, if any of you people are in Pennsylvania and specifically more in the Harrisburg, Lebanon area, and have a driver's license, you should check out op sessions. They're really interesting. Shoot, I wanted to drop off the 2 loads before I started pulling into. Oh well. See, this is the nice thing about doing it with model trains is when I mess it up, I can just use my hand and correct things and just pretend I did it right the first time. That being said, if I was doing this on a model railroad, I probably wouldn't leave these 2 just sitting right here on this line. Actually, I shouldn't have tacked the caboose on. I'm working with it now, but had I thought it through more, I wouldn't have tacked the caboose on. I would have put the flatbeds in this on this yard track like I was going to do, and then I would have done all this with the box cars. What I might have done was I would have went here first, and then went to on-track printing since it has enough room that I could have loaded the rear 2 cars while still having these 2 cars on the front. Which reminds me, those. Okay, so the 2 box cars of steel rods that I'm going to pick up at Callan Turner? Yeah. Did these load? I can't remember. Oh yeah, they loaded. All right. So we'll take. But yeah, if I hadn't tacked the caboose on, I would have just left the flatbeds on the yard track, and then I would have done my loading with the box cars, and then after I tacked the box cars on the back of the flatbeds, I would have then I would have tagged the caboose. But what I realized is that with the caboose sitting behind the flatbeds, that when I came back, I would have a caboose between my flatbeds and the boxcars. Truth of the matter is, CSX GP40-2s come from a variety of different places. Cool. No, I probably should have shoved these down the yard ladder, not come this way. But whatever. And, you know, I was just about to be like, oh, I guess I have to shove these down a yard track, and then I can run around them. No. I can just... I'll just clear this switch here. Just gotta clear this switch, and then I can just use the yard track to run around. I don't know how I can, you know, think about it so clearly when I'm running on the model, but when I'm doing it here in trains, I can't think for 5 seconds. I wonder if it's because I'm live. I think that, you know, if I have any space where I'm just doing nothing to think of things, that it is then boring. And that's my speaker telling me that its battery is low. I guess I'll just... Oh, it's just gonna keep doing that, isn't it? All right. Gotta break out the headphones. I heard ya. I heard ya. I'll plug those in when I'm done. All right. I better get these points set, or else I'm gonna have problems. There are some from the Chesapeake, Ohio, Baltimore and Ohio, Western Maryland, Seaboard Coastline, Louisville and Nashua, Atlanta and West Point, Georgia Railroad, and wow. Trains are confusing. That's probably, you know, the thing that's probably the root of my issues with American diesel locomotives is that, you know, when it came to British steam, it seemed like every steam engine was built, well, not every steam engine, but like all the steam engines had very distinct identities because they were all built by the railroads that used them. While it seems that with a lot of American diesel, you know, all the diesel engines were built by separate companies from the railroads that used them. All right, so all right, let's set off places we want to go. Are my points set? I think they are. I think they are. All right, so we'll head up to Poland Industries. We'll do our work there. What version of trains are you using? I am using Trains 2019. So yeah, we'll head up to Poland Industries. Or no. First, we'll head to Guard Family Lumber. Actually, let's make sure our points are set up there. We'll head up to Guard Family Lumber. We'll get our flats loaded. Then we'll go to Poland Industries. And we'll do our work there, loading and unloading. Then I think we'll run up to Rosario Transport, and then we'll collect. We'll work Horizon Paper and Callan Turner on our way back. Because the stuff we're picking up at Horizon Turner and Horizon Paper and Callan Turner is all going to places either in the yard or down the double track main line, whatever, locations in the opposite direction. But yeah, oh shoot, I'm speeding. But yeah, in an alternate universe where I did this realistically, what I would have done is probably sent up an engine beforehand to just drop off empties. And then I would have ran it. And then from there, I would have ran it realistically, where it's like, you know, I'd probably still have to do the loading at Guard Family Lumber, just due to how that place is set up. But then I'd, yeah. Each one having their own variations: headlight positioning, bell positioning, windows, dynamic, etc. The GPU are actually attached to railroad slugs. All very interesting information. But I think it's a lot more subtle than with the A1s and A3s or the first and second batch of E1s and E2s, because this is all little differences. I guess now that I'm no longer eating, I don't mind showing. You know, at first once I stop, I'll turn my face camera back on. But yeah, we'll just work this session, and then as soon as it's done, we'll call it quits. Slugs are locomotives that cannot generate power on its own since it lacks a prime mover. Instead, the slug is connected to a powered locomotive called the mother, which provides the needed electrical power to operate the traction motors and the motor controls. I see. All right. Load it. Oh, no. Don't go anywhere yet. We gotta turn the face cam back on. There we go. You can see me now. All right. You know, I'm starting to feel that with the Southern Pacific caboose, maybe I should have pulled out a Southern Pacific engine. I know that doesn't really mean too much. They kind of mix roads all the time, but you know, it would have been nice symmetry. Basically, they can't go anywhere without the host engine. The closest British example I can give are the Class 13s from British Rail. Cool. Let me see. Okay, so we have a CSX engine, a Canadian National boxcar, other boxcars, which I don't think belong to a specific road. And okay, two BNSF flatbeds and an SP boxcar. I mean, hey, if a Denver and Rio Grande Western, if a Denver and Rio Grande Western caboose can end up in Pennsylvania, then anything is possible. The CN and CP are the rest are fictional. Yeah, I figured that these were. I guess American railroads don't really do privately owned boxcars, do they? That's probably a British thing. Boxcars probably only have the parent the actual railroads logos on them. Okay. But I'd wonder whether a company would. I don't think you'd see company logos on those boxcars, though. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know. But I doubt it, since it's still the railroad's boxcar. Most boxcars come from non-railroad railroads. So I'm assuming that's like the railroads that are no more, the one before the smaller companies that now make up the current companies. I'm guessing that's what you're referring to. All right, we should be coming up to Arceo soon, and that's where Poland Industries is. No, I mean they don't own any tracker locomotives. They're only okay. So a separate company owns the freight cars, and I guess they would then lease them out to the railroad, or just pay their railroad to pull them. I guess I don't know how that would. Okay. So they own boxcars, but they hire the railroad to handle them. I guess that makes sense. I've always wondered how engines running on, like, you've seen a CSX engine run on a Norfolk and Southern area, or a Canadian Pacific running on Southern Pacific rails. How that all works. Same with the freight cars. Seeing a Canadian National boxcar on a CSX locomotive. on one hand, I assume it works similar to I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I really hope those points are set properly. Yep, they are. I wonder if I can fit. Nah, probably not. Okay, so all right, so it's kind of like when the LMS lets Sir Topham Hatt borrow an engine. All right, these two have the Horizon paper, not or they're bound for Horizon paper. No, these two are Rocio Transport. That's right. So that means these are the two for Poland Industries. See, if I was going to do this realistically, I would have run an engine up with two empty boxcars. Well, with empty cars, and they would have dropped two empty boxcars off here. And then when I came up this train, I would have swapped these two for the two there, and then I would have just continued on with four boxcars and two flatbeds. You know, fun fact, for a train wreck scene in the movie they used rail locomotives, the remains of which were left behind for tourism. Neat. All right. All right, there we go. Now we just got to get all this to Rosario, Rosseo, however you pronounce it. Gotta get it up there and get it to that place. And then you know what? We will still need all the boxcars. So you know what? It would have worked out perfectly had I not. You know what? I'll just do it right now. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to do the switching right now to put the flatbeds in front of the boxcars to make switching so much easier when we get up there. This is how it should have been in the first place. All right. Pull these up. Tack the flat cars onto the cabooses, or not the cabooses, the box cars, then tack the box cars onto the caboose. And then we'll head off again. All right, this will just make switching so much simpler when we get to where we're going. Just curious. So what's the deal with Stanley, the standard gauge engine, and your cannon? Well, let's see. I think I'm not sure, because for a while I had Stanley marked down as a 100 power classification, but I don't think I actually like that. But I'm not sure if he's going to get bumped up to 2 or 3. But either way, he's just another tank engine on the island. I don't have a great discovery plan. So yeah, I don't know. Let's make sure points are set for. Okay, those points are set. These points are set. A doop-de-doo. A doopity-doo. We don't want to go through there. Not quite yet. We'll go through there on our way back. Alrighty then. How and where would you put the face on an American diesel locomotive? There's nowhere for you to put the face on. I guess I'd have to flatten out the front and put one there. Yeah, just make them flat fronted. Which it does hurt me to do that. It hurts me to mess with the appearance of an engine to put a face on, but that's what I'd have to do. Or else have a face that is angled. Or just don't give a face. That's what most American train series do. Yeah, I mean, there's that. But if I was gonna have the American locomotives interact with the Sudrian locomotives, I'd want it to have a face. If not, I wouldn't care. I just want everything to be consistent, you know. So if it takes place in the same universe, then I'd want faces. Or, you know, one could also just take the faces off of the Thomason characters and just treat them as much alive as normal. That's a way to maintain consistency. But honestly, though, I wish some of the model makers and trains, especially the people that are doing the railway series looking models or the realistic ones, would have the option for a smoke box door variant, or just a faceless variant of the character. Because we don't really have any versions of those guys without faces. What? I think you just passed an important stopping location. Did I? Oh, you mean this place. Well, I'm going to come back through here later. Because the paper is going to paper is going down to the yard. So when I come back through, I'm gonna pick it up. Because we gotta take these loads and we gotta drop them off here. And then we're gonna load these 4 cars up here. And then we're gonna take, well, we're gonna fill 4 boxcars up. Then we're gonna take 8 boxcars and 2 flats down with us. So But yeah, then we're gonna take the train down to the yard, and then we have 2 boxcars that will continue on down to the opposite end of the oval. I've recently found a pretty unique train series called Iron Horseman Chronicles. Although there's a few weird or odd things with it, I'd think you'd like it. All right, I'll try and remember that. Well, this is probably going to be a bit controversial. I'm going to Stanley and austerity. He's big and powerful. Okay. Yeah. Stanley in my series isn't going to be. So, in the TV series, he isn't really based on anything specific, but instead borrows attributes from one or two different locomotives. My phone just did the thing that it does when it's trying to listen to you, and I don't want it to do that. So, as soon as I get stopped here, I'm going to go make sure it's not doing anything stupid. But yeah, I'm going to keep him like basically he's just going to be a generic 060 industrial tank. Yeah. All right now. So let's think here. So if I load these cars, that will put the cars for no. Okay, I want these cars to be empty, so I'm going to take these cars over to be filled. All right. Well, this is But yeah, Stanley in my series is just going to be, a made up made up hybrid. Well, not a made up hybrid, but a made up 060. And I might make him a 200. Strong enough to rival Thomas, but not necessarily stronger than Thomas. Yeah, I'm gonna make the austerity a separate character. That's just more my style. I did not want to send you this way. All right. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna shove these flatbeds down into this track here, so they're out of the way. Then I'm gonna put the boxcars over here. I'm gonna tack the boxcars onto this. Then I'm gonna shove the caboose down there, and then we're gonna use this caboose for the trip back. Earlier today, I got in an argument with two people in a comment section about justifying why the engine from Buried Truck's audio production, The Tender, was a big boy. Okay, then. Welcome to the internet. Now, how obvious was it that it was a big boy? That is the question. Because if it wasn't obvious, then I could justify the confusion. wasn't. What engine it was. So I said it was a big boy with a modified. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, audio story. I kind of glossed over that part. It was like, yeah, I guess there's no way to say what it was when it's an audio story. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that whole sentence makes sense. It's clearly indicated that it's a big boy. I mean, what other engine has a tender? Tenders and turntable. The episode / railway series story, Tenders and Turntables, doesn't exist. It's a myth. All right. Look at that train. That's a train. Let's see. Can I clear the points for realism's sake? What? I guess that's, well, Well then. The guy said there were literally thousands of tenders in the UK alone. My idea that the tender belongs to a big boy is stupid. Yeah, I guess these things are whatever. We all knew what was going to happen, though. That's not what I wanted to do. Minimize. That's what I wanted to do. Honestly, it was just nice to do something on trains that wasn't fixing tons of broken content. Maybe next week we'll try and bring Lemmy on, and I'll go over my sheets, all my spreadsheets, because I've been working out the schedules for how Sodor would work. Anyways, I then responded that all those engines are cover-ups performed by the local pasta shop, and that the big boy is the only true tender engine. Then he said, "Why in the name of God when you think that your theory is beyond stupid, have you ever seen an American locomotive on Sodor?" God, this guy just could not catch on, could he? This guy needs a sarcasm sign. Then responded by saying no, because Sodor isn't real. Yeah, it looks like this guy needed a sarcasm sign. Or was he just playing along? No. No, he took things too real to be playing along. Yes, I've got two different, actually now 3 different sets of spreadsheets. I have my like layout and inventory spreadsheet, which is basically going to be all the stuff I need to build the railroad. Then I have my lore spreadsheet, which is basically it's the start of setting up the turntables or the timetables. It's everything about the locomotives, industries, commodities. It's all that information. Then I have my schedule spreadsheet, which breaks the spreadsheets down into something that I would actually hand out to yard masters and dispatch. Like I have the timetables set up in my lore document, but once I actually get the railroad operating, it won't go based off of timetable. It will go based off of sequence. Now, I do have the one sequence schedule in the lore document, which is basically the overall sequence schedule. It's the sequence schedule with everything. But then in the sequence schedule dedicated doc, I then split that main sequence schedule down into multiple smaller sequence schedules for the yard masters, and all the guys working the railroad. While the dispatcher will get the true sequence schedule. Then maybe. Well, Wooden Railway Edward, you just came back just as I'm starting to. I was just reading through the chat, and honestly, I'm thinking of wrapping up because the as I was doing the op, I was backing my train up to the. I was backing my train up to the end of the siding, but then I just. How sometimes the tracks on a siding in trains go further than what they actually do? I kind of did that, except there was like an invisible signal at the end of the siding. So if you clipped the buffers, it marked you as passing a red signal. So, despite the fact that the caboose did not even come off the rails, it said that I passed a red signal, so it shut down the session. Yeah. So that was fun. You know what? I'm feeling nice. So let's share again. We'll just share it. Okay, yep, you seeing the stuff. Here's that's the commodities page. I haven't done anything on that. So here's my timetable page. I literally took the timetables from Railway Mania's Sudrian Histories and modified them. For the most part, I haven't finished modifying them, so I'm just gonna be honest there. I just straight up took his timetables. I've modified the main lines, the Brendam branch, and Farquhar. I wanted to add Ulfstead into the Farquhar stuff. And then I really didn't have to do much when it came to the main line and commuter stuffs. I wonder how many hours Railway Mania has spent on all this information. I couldn't say. I really couldn't figure out the logic as to how timetables worked, because I was thinking there'd be some sort of math to it, and there really isn't. Here, I'm gonna put this like this so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. Did you include stuff like Percy going to Barrow with a stone train and Thomas getting his special coach? Well, Thomas and his special coach I didn't include, but Percy going to Barrow with a stone train, no. Those are anachronisms. Maybe not. Maybe anachronism isn't the right term, but those don't normally. That doesn't normally happen. I personally have a spreadsheet for my fictional railroad in New Hampshire. This isn't anything like the Pasta Noodles Railway, is it? Okay, so it's like a once a month thing. No, Percy going to Barrow like happens once in a blue moon. Like it may have only happened once ever. No, I gotta be serious sometimes. Okay. So as far as Percy going to Barrow, I have two possible explanations for that. One, it was an extra, maybe. So it wasn't a normally planned train, and it was all last second. But that's unlikely given that I don't think Percy could make it all the way to Barrow. Two, which is what I think is more likely, Percy was filling in for the shunter, the normal Barrow shunter. And that's why he was in Barrow. Why do you think Edward was waiting for Thomas at Wellsworth and Bertie's Chase? Because he wasn't waiting at Wellsworth. The TV series had him wait at Wellsworth. Instead, he was waiting at Knapford, but the TV series people didn't know how to do that. Because in Bertie's Chase ends at Wellsworth in the Railway series. So why do I think Edward was waiting for Thomas at Wellsworth? Because he wasn't. He wasn't. That's why I think Edward was waiting for Thomas at Wellsworth. My phone kept on doing things. I have been wanting an answer to this for years. I'm guessing you didn't know about that then. Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Edward will start some of his trains, and here we'll scroll down to it at the Brendam branch. Edward's trains start from Tidmouth. So Edward will leave Tidmouth. He'll wait at Knapford, at Knapford Junction for Thomas's passengers. Then he'll head on to Wellsworth, and from there, well, he'll also stop at Crosby, but then from there he'll go down to Brendam. You can't read the spreadsheets? Just like Canadian. Okay, let's. Does this help out the whole seeing the spreadsheets thing? Well, now I don't. There we go. Really? Okay. I guess that doesn't really help me see what you see. But yeah. Let's see. This is the main focus. Was the goods traffic. I've got 20 goods trains running on the main line all through freights. I haven't figured out locals yet. But yeah. And everything has a meaning to it. For instance, if we take the name of this first slot train, WL11. The WL stands for Wellsworth, being its destination. And then, let me think. The first number dictates both direction and and sequence, sorta. So odd numbers are for westbound trains. Even numbers are for brain. Work for me, brain. Eastbound. Even numbers are for eastbound trains. Now I gotta. Does the schedule account for specials like in Stepney's special when they literally shut down the main line for a one coach train? Well, Stepney's special, was that wasn't a Railway Series story, was it? Because I don't remember that. Now, I remember Thomas getting shunted to the side to let Stepney pass, but that was on his branch line. That was at Torreyreck. Yeah, no. No balloon specials. Okay, that was in the Railway series? Yeah, because I just remembered... Oh, well, I guess it was the branch line. Yeah, they didn't shut down the main line for that. That was the branch line. But they didn't shut it down. It's just that Thomas it's just Stepney had priority over Thomas. The story is called Stepney's Special in the Railway series. Okay. All right. But yeah, they didn't shut down the whole branch line. It's just that it's only a one-track branch line. So when Thomas came to Toyrick, he had to move aside to let Stepney by. Stepney? Oh, step on someone's knee. Oh, Reading. Okay, but who needed a private train to Farquhar? It wasn't a private train. It was a special. It was probably an enthusiast's train. I mean, this was Stepney after all. But yeah, so I've started laying out all the schedule stuff. But here, let me pull up the full sequence schedule. This has all the mainline trains so far. Well, all the passenger services and all of the through freights. I don't have any local freights on here, but it has all the trains listed, and then for the goods trains, it has details about what type of cars it may take. But yeah, this is just going to be a quick look at that. So yeah, coming back here. But yeah, with all that said, I think I'm ready to shut things down. My personal favorite episode of the CGI series is still that one where Fat Hat and Mr. Bubbles are chasing Thomas and they keep on running into random crap. Most of the China Clay trains would not run to schedule. Well, correct, but that's because the China Clay trains are all ran by their own railway and by their own company, and they're ran as needed. So Bill and Ben only run between the Clay Pits and Brendam. So, but yeah, and then Edward and Boko would take the goods trains up to Wellsworth based on the schedule. But it probably wouldn't just be China Clay. They'd probably take all the goods from Brendam that they could and take it up to Wellsworth. So yeah. But yeah, with all that said, it's time to shut things down. Thanks for joining tonight, everybody. So I guess I'll see you all next week. Later, everybody.